Have you ever felt like your heart is burdened with invisible wounds? Like your mind is trapped in a storm of sadness, regret, or anger? What if there was a way to heal, not just to cover up the pain, but to truly find peace within? Let me tell you a story. A tale of healing, wisdom, and transformation. A story that has been passed down through the whispers of time, now reaching you when you need it the most. Long ago, in a quiet monastery nestled between towering mountains and emerald green valleys, there lived a young monk named Jinhai. Jinhai was admired for his discipline and dedication. He followed every teaching of the Buddha, meditated for hours each day, and served the temple with a kind heart. Yet, despite his efforts, Jinhai was deeply troubled. He carried a sadness that no one could see, a wound that no medicine could heal. At night, he would sit by the river, staring at the moon's reflection, feeling as though something inside him was missing. One evening, as Jinhai sat in silent turmoil, an old wandering monk named Master Liang approached him. His face was wrinkled with time, yet his eyes gleamed with a serenity that could only come from true wisdom. "My child," Master Liang said gently, "why does your heart feel so heavy?" Jinhai hesitated. He had kept his sorrow hidden for so long that he had almost forgotten how to express it. But something about Master Liang's presence made him feel safe. "I have done everything I was taught," Jinhai finally confessed. "I meditate, I chant, I follow the path of the Buddha, but my mind is restless. My heart feels broken. I do not understand why I cannot find peace." Master Liang nodded knowingly. "You wish to heal, yet you hold on to the very things that wound you. Come, let me take you on a journey." The journey of healing. The next morning, Jinhai followed Master Liang into the mountains. They walked for hours until they reached a secluded cave. Inside there was nothing but silence, save for the gentle dripping of water from the cave's ceiling. Master Liang sat down and gestured for Jinhai to do the same. "Close your eyes," the old monk instructed. "Listen to the sound of your own breath." Jinhai obeyed, but as soon as he closed his eyes, his thoughts began to swirl. Painful memories surfaced, times he had failed, people who had hurt him, the expectations he could never fulfill. His mind felt like a raging storm. "I cannot silence my thoughts," Jinhai admitted, frustrated. Master Liang smiled. "That is because you are trying to fight them. You cannot heal by suppressing your pain. You must embrace it." Jinhai frowned. "How can I embrace something that causes me suffering?" Master Liang reached into his robe and pulled out a small bowl. He filled it with water from a nearby stream and held it out to Jinhai. "This bowl represents your mind," he explained. "And this water, your thoughts." Then he picked up a handful of dirt and dropped it into the bowl. The water immediately became cloudy. "This is your suffering, your fears, your regrets. If you try to force the dirt out, the water will only become more disturbed. But if you wait, the dirt will settle and the water will clear on its own." Jinhai watched in awe as, slowly, the dirt began to settle at the bottom, leaving the water above clear and pure. "Acceptance," Master Liang whispered. "Do not fight your pain. Sit with it, observe it, let it settle." For the next several days, Jinhai practiced this lesson. Each morning he sat by the river, letting his thoughts come and go without resistance. At first it was difficult. The pain of his past still haunted him, but slowly he began to notice something. The thoughts that once tormented him started to lose their grip. The more he allowed them to come, the more they faded on their own. He was no longer a prisoner of his mind. He was simply a witness. One evening, Jinhai looked at his reflection in the river. For the first time in years, he saw himself not as someone broken, but as someone healing. When he returned to the monastery, the other monks noticed a change in him. His eyes were softer, his presence lighter. He no longer carried the invisible wounds that once burdened him. Before Master Liang left, Jinhai bowed deeply and asked, "Master, will suffering ever return?" Master Liang chuckled. "Of course, my child. Life is a river, ever flowing. Pain will come just as joy does. But now you know the secret." Jinhai smiled, understanding at last. "The secret is not to fight the suffering, but to let it pass through." Master Liang nodded. "Healing does not mean the absence of pain, it means making peace with it." Dear listener, are you carrying wounds of the past? Are you trapped in thoughts that refuse to let go? The story of Jinhai is not just his story, it is ours. You too can heal, not by running, not by fighting, but by embracing. Observe your thoughts. Sit with them. Let them settle, and soon, like the water in the bowl, your mind will become clear once more. Healing begins with acceptance. Now take a deep breath. You are exactly where you need to be. May you find peace on your journey.